Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video we're talking smart cars, we're talking oil consumption, and we're talking engines. So let's get straight into it. So how much oil should your smart car be using? I'm not going to go into what oil you should be using. There's a whole can of worms that destroys the smart forums. No one comes up with an answer, and it's a waste of everyone's time. So let's get straight into it. So this is the 0.7 litre engine, or 698cc. It was used in smart cars between it was 2003, I think, all the way to 2005 before they were replaced with the 3-cylinder Mitsubishi engines. I've got some information on them as well, so if you've got one of those cars, stay tuned. So I've noticed that the car's using a bit of oil. I filled it up a couple of months ago, and now it's nearly at the minimum again, so we're going to top it up today, but I just thought I'd talk about it because I've done a bit of research. So there are set values that the amounts of oil that these cars will use. It's a sort of a trait of the engine. The 0.6s use sort of 1 litre every 1,000 miles or so. These 0.7s, excessive that was excessive usage is anything over 1 litre every 1,000 miles. Excessive oil use on these is every 625 miles, which I thought was quite interesting. That's not many miles at all to use 1 litre of oil, but apparently that's what they do. If your car's munching or drinking more oil than that, then you could have issues with piston rings, etc., which are known to go on these cars. I do know quite a few people, as the cars get older, they start to use more oil until the piston rings completely fail. So if your car's using litres and litres of oil every sort of 1,000 miles, then it might be a concern of yours, and it might be looking for an engine rebuild or something like that. But on the newer cars, the 1 litres, you guys are quite lucky. Mitsubishi make very good little engines. You can be excessive oil usage is sort of every 1 litre every 2,000 to 3,000 miles, depending on use cycles, etc. So if you're sort of high revving, city driving, then you want to be using you'll be using 1 litre every sort of 2,000 miles, whereas if you're doing long cruises on the motorway, then you'll be using far less. Now the diesel 0.8s, they're excellent. They don't use any diesel at all, really, any oil at all, really. So that's quite cool. They'll obviously use some, but it's sort of normal car territory. So this whole oil usage thing is a strange one. It's not one I've really come across in many of my cars that I've owned before. Obviously every car uses a bit of oil, but these seem to use quite a bit quite quickly. It's just a quirk of these early smart cars. As I said, they do get better the older you get, and if I were to buy a smart car again, I'd probably go for that 0.8 diesel. It's only £1,000 more for the cheapest one than I paid for this, but you get 85 to the gallon. The engine will last over 200,000 miles if you look after it, and they seem to be a more reliable package. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So what oil am I using? I'm using standard 5W40 from Carlube. This was £23 for 5 litres, and yeah, we're going to be using that. I think the manual says that you should be using 10W40, but that's impossible to get hold of nowadays in fully synthetic, so that's we'll be using this cheaper stuff. Now, I've always been a proponent of expensive oils or high quality Castrol, etc., but I thought I'd give this cheaper stuff a go. I'm not too precious about this smart car, so thought I'd experiment, because this is half the price and you get an extra litre compared to what I usually pay for my Castrol for the Jeep, the smart car, and the Mercedes. So the Volvo and the Mercedes. So I thought I'd give this a go. We'll just check what level we're on now. Yeah, as you can see, it's not too bad. We're at sort of half a dipstick. Let's give that a wipe and test it again to get a better reading. Let's give it a go. Okay, so that is around sort of halfway. So I'm going to go top it up. We've already only used half a litre, which I'm not too concerned about now. The car is on a slight... it's not perfectly level, I don't think, so we're going to be careful. We're not going to fill it up too much, because the worst thing you can do is overfill these engines. yeah, you can see it's leaning back ever so slightly. So just going to top it up until it's showing full on there, and then we'll check on the bottle to see how much that was, how much the car's used. I'm going to write down the mileage so we can track that usage better, so we can see if we've got a problem or not. Now, one of the things I like about these cars is if you when you open this up, you can actually see the timing chain down in there, which is pretty cool. Not many engines where you can literally see the chain, or you oil the chain directly. As you can see, the oil isn't the cleanest. That's because I haven't changed the filter again. So I'm going to top this up for now, and then I'll do a full sump dump and filter change. Thing is with engines, or all engines, they've got quite long service intervals. Now, I personally don't like longer service intervals. I change my oil every sort of 5,000 to 7,000 miles, depending on the car, obviously. But I'll do that on this because it's a little engine. It's worked hard compared to, say, the Volvo that's 2.4 litres. Isn't worked very hard, or the 2.8 litres in the Jeep here. And the Sprinter, I think, as well, is sort of 20,000 miles. So I change those sort of every 10,000 miles. But this one I'm going to do early on. It gets me to work. It's a little workhorse, so I don't want really have any issues with it. I want to preserve the life of the engine as long as we can. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with this fill up, but thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on oil usage in your smart car, etc. Or if you've never owned a smart car, do you have a car that uses lots of oil, or yeah, whether there's anything that you've had to consider. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Cheers.